guys. Welcome. How are you? Happy Friday night. We have a very packed episode. We have so much to talk about because there are so many things right now that are not making any sense to me. And I was like, we need to do this. Now, we have definitely been dealing with some chat related issues. And I understand there is a considerable interest in this channel at this time. And I want to thank all of you guys that are here for the first time that might not know who I am, are just visiting, or have heard about me through videos. Really, we are just a normal channel that do normal things. And part of our chat is that we are trying to stick to our content, which includes all kinds of topics. And tonight, there's a number of different things that I was noticing. Thank you, Kim, so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. Happy Friday, WOACB family. We've been having some issues with our chats getting kind of overrun. So members only will be on for a while until I have a better sense of what's going on with the chat. But you are all welcome to hang out. If you'd like to become a member, Jessie Bear can throw up the link. There is, I think it's $2 or $3 to join. And then you can participate in the chat. We're just trying to keep chat moving and not super distracted, and my moderators not overwhelmed. So I hope you guys understand. All right. Tonight we have some things that don't make sense to me. Okay, this has been a very challenging time on YouTube, right? I feel like it started in the spring, and I believe it was called Carmageddon. And during Carmageddon, we decided as a community that we were going to cancel like everyone. And so there has been very few creators that have been left unscathed, especially those creators that are at the top that have large platforms. A lot of creators that have been on the platform for many, many, many years. Thank you so much, Melissa, for joining. I really appreciate it. There have been Melissa, Boomer of the Night, thank you. I've gotten some of your emails. I do appreciate it. Okay. Anyways, thanks, Melissa. Thank you, Rebecca, for welcoming Melissa. So very few of our top creators have been unscathed. We have seen cancellations of Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson. There's been cancellations of Gabbie Hanna, Trisha Paytas. I feel like James Charles' cancel was like 2019, but he's gone through canceling. We've seen at one point in time, this past spring, though, it was intense. Tana, Jake Paul, really anyone on this platform that people felt were problematic. Drama channels and the wider community decided that everyone on YouTube literally needed to be canceled. And a lot of people were saying that this whole sort of idea was Carmageddon, right? These people were getting what was meant for them. They were going to be held accountable. The community had spoken. And unfortunately, Trisha Paytas always says this, and I think it's true. You can't actually cancel someone if they don't want to be canceled. Viewership can die. You can see subscriber counts go down. You can see a lot of things that happen with all of this. But unfortunately, if someone doesn't want to leave the platform, unless YouTube kicks them off, like Leafy and other creators that have been removed, Delphine Bell, excuse me. I know hers channel was recently, I know I'm not saying that name correctly, a creator that had her channel terminated and then it wasn't. Anyways, she had her channel terminated, it's back. But some of the creators that have gone through cancellation are kind of still hanging on. And a couple of them include one in particular, Gabbie Hanna. And I have never really had I hate Gabbie Hanna kind of phase. I don't really hate anyone on YouTube. And I also don't think anyone really needs to be canceled. I just think the community as a whole can make their decisions based on whether or not they decide to watch someone. Gabbie has taken a ton of heat in the last few months for a variety of different reasons. There's namely been this massive mess that happened in the summer between her and Jessie Smiles and Jen Deck. Now, I followed that for quite some time, and after a while, I have to admit, the way that Jen was acting, I was like, I don't want to necessarily be on any team. It just seemed like, does the punishment fit the crime? Obviously, again, I understood it was a very sensitive topic. Jessie felt completely and utterly violated and felt completely and utterly betrayed, which is 100,000% her right. So that was sort of the first thing. And then there was everybody and their mom has come out with an I Hate Gabbie Hanna story. So most recently, her friend Alex came back about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, to basically address all these reasons why he doesn't like her anymore. I tried to watch half of it, but I felt like I was watching a friend kind of yell at another friend where they'd been in a fight and they hadn't talked in a while. And instead of like calling that friend up, they were like, you know, that video you made about me, I'm going to respond to it like 7 months later. And I'm going to do it because it's at a time when everyone's piling on you. That was kind of the impression I got. Now, I'm not saying that Gabbie has not done problematic things, is not maybe done problematic, hasn't had problematic behaviors, hasn't had scandals. And I think there's a level with the audience that they feel like she's not truthful, she's being deceptive, she's being manipulative. She came back, and when she did come back, she had this story about how, you know, she's been going through a very difficult time with these people that have been sort of like stalking her, and she was scared and she was afraid. And she had those tweets at one point where she was scared. She said she was scared for her life, which also happened to coincide with all those other creators basically canceling Jeffree Star, saying that everyone was scared of their lives because Jeffree Star was apparently making everyone scared for their lives. So everyone on YouTube was like scared for their lives this summer. Everyone survived, thank goodness. Okay. So Gabbie Hanna, thank you so much, Don, for your super chat. I appreciate it. So Gabbie Hanna has been resilient, though. And in the midst of all of this, she has really refused to go away. And I think that's kind of the mark of someone that has some tenacity and who potentially wants to, you know, still have a job. Obviously, she has a large following still, but she made this really interesting choice. I don't even know, like a week ago, where she's literally going to retire her channel. So her channel has about 5 million, 6 million subscribers. So she ends up making this decision in a video called I've Been Playing a Character for the Last 6 years. Other public content. For the last 6 years. And she says that she is going to leave her channel and she's going to start this other channel and she's going to do Vlogmas. And hi, Melissa. I appreciate you wanting to ask me questions. We will not be addressing any questions at this time if it's related to anything related to me. This is not going to be a chat on this. I for sure appreciate your concern. We're going to keep it to the content tonight. Thank you so much, though, for joining. And you know how to reach out to me. I think I spoke to you briefly in my DMs. Okay, so next what we're going to do is I want to show you this video that she uploaded on here. Thank you so much, Melissa, for being understanding. Okay. So she uploads this video and she's been very like natural, right? And she's kind of just like living her life, doing her thing. She's going to explain here that she's going to start a new channel. And I thought it was interesting. I just want to watch a little bit of it.
To do this for a while where I put my music content and music videos on a separate channel. And I've always been kind of nervous to take the plunge, but I'm feeling really invigorated and excited and inspired right now just to start something new, to have a fresh start and to really separate that part of my life away from what I created, which was, you know, the Gabbie show, doing story times with
So what I feel like is happening here more than anything is Gabbie wants to separate or sort of divorce herself from the Gabbie that I believe is getting a lot of criticism right now. And so in my opinion, it appears as though what she wants to do is say, I'm not the person from the Gabbie show. I'm going to start this new channel, and that channel is going to be the Gabbie of today. The Gabbie of the Gabbie show was dramatic and was fake and had drama. And overall was just not the most well liked at times. And so I feel like this was sort of her saying, you know what, this is going to be my new Gabbie.
And stuff like that. So that channel is going to live the way that it does. And whenever I have a video that I want to put up that relates more to that content, I will be putting it on that channel. And then this vlog channel that you're on, I'm still going to be vlogging on this channel, but this new channel is going to be a dedicated music channel. So for Vlogmas, I'm going to have a structure where I show you a little bit of my life every day, a little bit of music related content every day. And well, I actually really just want to show you how I unwind at night, and I'm going to.
So my confusion is that her current channel is pretty much only music videos at this point. So I'm not quite sure what she's actually changing here. If you go to her current channel, Gabbie Hanna, you basically will see that the bulk of her videos that she's put up in the last few months are 1,000,000,000% just videos. Let me just pull up her channel and I'll show you. But she wants to make an incredibly dedicated video just to her channel, except on her current channel, you'll see that almost every video is primarily, the last 3 videos that she's put up are music videos. She does have obviously some vlogs in there, but it sounds like she wants a place where the music videos will be in one place, but the vlogs won't be there. But she's going to start a Vlogmas, this vlogs channel, which is going to have music and videos. So it kind of sounds like the exact same channel. She's just moving it. If you are understanding this any differently than I am, please raise your hand. But it just seems like it's going to be basically this channel, but over there. Because she's doing the exact same here. She does vlogs there and she does her vlogs channel. But anyways.
To relax with you guys and just talk and show you where my brain goes. And that's how I'm going to end every vlog this month. This new channel does not replace my Patreon. My Patreon is still going to have all of the exclusive music content, but this new channel is going to be where my music videos live and other public content that I would post, just separate away from the old content.
So it actually doesn't really sound like it's just a music channel. It more to me sounds like this channel is just going to be her new channel. That'll have her music videos on it, and she wants to divorce herself from the Gabbie show. And perhaps this is because her Gabbie Hanna channel, she admitted this past summer that it's been restricted. So she had so many videos that fell under adult content that she was labeled 18 plus. She went on a rant this summer, basically accusing YouTube of shadow banning, and then came back about a month later and said, well, I wasn't really shadow banned. I was restricted. Restricted is not the same as shadow banning. It means that her channel was not falling within the partner guidelines. And part of me wonders if she's going to be walking away from that channel simply from a monetization standpoint. You're not going to get the kind of views that you want if you have an 18 plus, video or website. Yeah, her claims were odd when that was happening, says Caffeine. So you've covered it, but I probably of the drama. Okay. So my overall question here is Gabbie going to be any different? Is she going to be better? And then at one point in this video, she literally talks about how she's been playing a character.
I've ever felt normal. Like, I feel like this might be the first time that they've actually seen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it is interesting. You act different when the camera's there. Or at least you're thinking a lot, and maybe you act different unintentionally, but...
Well, you're trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I get it. But, doing a vlog is,
Should I be doing something?
Yeah. The energy usually gets turned up way more.
Yeah.
But I'm not really, I'm not vlogging for the same reasons I used to vlog. I think it's because we played so much with a camcorder when we were younger. We didn't have cable, so we just did that.
I mean, all the videos I made in high school.
So she's basically saying, when you're on a camera, you act more uppity. You're acting sort of like you're playing a part. You're not totally who you are. And vlogging is more natural. And obviously, this with her boyfriend is a much more subdued Gabbie, not so over the top, not so dramatic. And, she is getting older and she's not the same Gabbie that was, 18 making vines. So she's growing up and having to find her place. So maybe this will be a good thing for her to move. Now, her views overall have not been what they were. In her heyday, she was making millions and millions of views every month, like 20, 30 million of views a month. An average video of hers could get 12, 15 million views. Now, this video on her vlogs channel from 3 days ago has 92,000 views. So she's telling people about this new channel. So then when you click the new channel, she's got 3 videos up, and overall the videos are relatively lowly viewed, and she has 27.8 thousand subscribers. So she announced this new vlog 4 days ago or 3 days ago, and she has had the opportunity to have 1 million plus people over on her Gabbie Hanna Vlogs channel know about this. Only 92,000 watched, 27,000 subscribed. So she's definitely has a smaller audience than she once did. And perhaps some of the people that are still subscribed to her are not necessarily interested in this. They were there for the drama. And I feel like this can happen because, YouTube loves the drama. And so sometimes when people stop acting dramatic, people unsubscribe, or when the job with the tea gets old, or if people just believe the drama, whatever. At some point, she's lost enough people on YouTube to, she hasn't built the second channel. I mean, she still has 27,000 within a few days, which is amazing. Now, Morgan Adams, which we'll get to in a second, her vlog channel is quite a bit bigger, but she hasn't had far as many scandals as this. But the interesting thing is that her videos on this channel are very different than what we've seen before.
When you're 7 or 8 years old, you think, what am I going to look like? Because right now I look like a kid, and one day I'm going to look like my mom and my dad, my teachers, my grandparents, and I'm going to look like a grown-up.
It's more intimate. It's more, I feel like she's in a way trying to make herself appear like a human instead of a character, which isn't a bad thing. I think a lot of PR companies will tell you that when you've gone through some sort of scandal, you need to remind your audience that you are a human being and you're not just like whatever everyone else is saying for you. From a PR perspective, this is not bad.
I don't think any of us do. That's a lie. A lot of people do. I don't, but I know a lot of people do. I asked you guys to tell me some songs to sing on Twitter, and I've heard.
She also has this video.
Love a full glam, like, so I'm gonna crush him, but I wanted him to know that I was there, and I wanted to keep him warm. So somehow I slept on its cage in the middle of the night, and the place that it went was in my bed because it wanted to cuddle with me, and then I ended up killing it.
So is this subdued Gabbie as interesting as the old Gabbie?
For real, I never do bold lip because however, for everybody else,
he is a bad person.
And you know what? I just wanted out there to know, if you have an average to small dick, it's okay.
Okay, yeah. So she wants to show people how she unwinds at night, that kind of stuff. So my question for the chat is this going to be someone that you're going to tune into, or is she going to given the whole gravity of everything that's gone on the past several months, the totality of the anger from the community, can the community can a new community come in and embrace her, and maybe an older community? A lot of these YouTubers that were canceled per se are, a large chunk of their audience were younger. So they have like a larger Gen Z audience that's rejecting them. Can she parlay herself into more of the adult YouTube, which has a higher adult content or higher older demographics? I know a lot of people have been shocked that I have not lost as many subscribers given what I've been through, but my demographics of my channel are not young. So I feel like a lot of times during these scandals, the majority of people that are going to be the most impulsive to unsubscribe or to react to the drama tend to be that younger audience that can be a little bit more easily manipulated by things. So she overall, even though she's had, all these scandals, her main channel still has 6 million viewers or 6 million subscribers. Caffeinated Angel says it's easier to keep doing the same thing and not evolve with times because the old thing is comfortable and change is scary. So I for sure think that, if this is who she's going to be, I'm willing to give this Gabbie a chance, right? If Gabbie can be fully authentic, I think a more mature audience will be attracted to her new channel. True fans will follow. I kind of agree with that too. Like if Gabbie wants to finally give the audience her instead of this like very over the top, dramatic version of herself, and she finally just wants to be her. And if there's true fans that like love her, I think she can be successful. She's always had a large audience to begin with. So I don't think like per se she's going to be canceled. Will she have the same success that she did before? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know the temperament of YouTube with her right now. I know a lot of people hate on Gabbie. I don't hate Gabbie at all. I don't frankly I just don't. I don't buy into the whole hate trains of anyone. Okay. So the next person I wanted to talk about was Morgan Adams, because this one I thought was interesting because I was like, how is Morgan Adams doing something similar to what Gabbie's doing? How is it that Morgan is also now saying that she needs to start a second channel and she needs to break up with her channel? And she feels like her channel is like giving her anxiety and she's so stressed out by it. And she does this video where she's basically talking about how she doesn't feel comfortable going onto that channel anymore.
Coping mechanism would just be to simply move somewhere else. Pretend that I never existed up until now. Like a complete cleanse. And you just erase everything that happened. If you see someone and they're like, oh, I knew you in like 2015, you're like, no, you did not. I didn't exist then. I'm now officially too established to just pick up and move to a new country and pretend that I never existed. Tempting. And now I'm so frustrated with myself because I'm like, how is the only thing that I like to do in life also the thing that's putting me in a psych chair twice a week? I don't know. I've always just loved to make videos, so it makes me really...
So I'm guessing the bulk of Morgan's blowback is because her brother Ryan is engaged to Shane Dawson. Now, I don't think it's fair to correlate Morgan to Shane because they're first off not the same person. They are not the same family. Her brother is dating Shane, but that doesn't mean as an extension of that she somehow co-signs to everything that Shane is or does. I know she had her video where she came back and just said like, that's not the person that I know. And, I've seen this difference in him and blah, blah, blah. But Morgan is herself, right? And she's not Shane. So I feel like maybe part of the blowback she's getting is simply because of the proximity to Shane, which is unfortunate because we shouldn't have to you can be mad at somebody, but I don't feel like you should have to be mad at all of their friends because Morgan hasn't done really anything that offensive ever. I think she's had one scandal.
I'm really sad that this channel in specific brings me what feels like an unbearable amount of pressure and an unbearable amount of anxiety. And I just never... No, not the sun. Move.
This makes me sad. I feel like she and Ryland are under so much stress because of Shane and that they can't have their own careers. And, obviously, I don't know what the pulse is on Shane and whether or not YouTube still hates him. I think, there's always videos of, Shane is so gross and Shane is so bad. And will Shane ever come back? And, he dips his toes on Instagram and posts things. And then everyone has a hissy fit thinking that he's going to come back onto YouTube. And I really think that obviously he made his big video about accountability. There's all those videos of stuff with him and minors. And, is it fair to put Morgan in that same because simply her brother happens to be engaged to him? Can the audience actually separate that at all? Abigail says it's because she's associated with Shane.
I just feel like I'm not having fun anymore because disregard disregard because I'm coming off my meds right now. So literally if a bug got smashed on the windshield, I would start crying. I don't know. I guess that's, I don't know. Yeah, that's how I feel.
So basically, she's scared to be out there because she feels like people are waiting at her house with pitchforks, and that the overwhelming connection to Shane, I think, has put in such a high amount of scrutiny onto Morgan. And to be fair, like, I am not like a I watch Morgan kind of person, but she doesn't include Shane in her vlogs. He's not on her vlogs. I don't know. I wouldn't hold Morgan responsible for Shane. Jen says she's in a rough place right now. I actually really feel for Morgan. I feel a lot of empathy to her. I feel a lot of sympathy for her. This is an impossible situation because I feel like so many people on YouTube just want to hate no matter who it is. And she can't please everyone. Jessie says she looks genuinely upset. I want to hug her. Yeah, I don't buy these tears being fake at all.
I just don't know like what's good enough. I don't know how to maintain what I created. I feel like everyone is waiting in my front yard with a pitchfork ready to blow my brains out if I slip up and say something wrong. So I just feel like I can't say anything at all. I really do love this channel.
For like with Shane, I think there's a levity of like, yes, there was things that he did that were so atrocious. I agree. I can't stand seeing all the hate. But overwhelmingly on this platform, I've just noticed that with more and more time spent at home, with this pandemic seemingly happening forever, there's been this escalation of hatred on YouTube, an escalation on the internet of hatred, of people just mad at everyone about everything. There is people getting canceled for the most minute things, and then tiny, tiny things getting blown out of proportion, where the mob makes it so impossible for you to even, or for her or anyone really, to explain themselves without the mob saying, no, you're wrong. And then it becomes this big echo chamber where the only prevailing thought is that all these people are terrible. They're not worth it. They need to be canceled. And it's ironic because so many people that are doing the canceling also are saying, well, I don't want to deplatform anyone. So in a way, we're deplatforming, but we're free speech. You know what I mean? There's just this really ugly irony that's happening. And I hope at some point on YouTube, we can really get past this, because I think there's really talented creators that have been casualties to this in the last 6-7 months that don't deserve it. I would say Morgan is definitely one of them. The beauty YouTube community is more toxic than YouTube, so she has the toxicity from both general community and beauty community, as she does a bit of both. Auntie Christina says she sounds so sad. I feel terrible for her. Caffeine says I want to hug her. I know.
I put my heart and my soul into this. Like every video that's ever been posted on this channel, I've edited myself. I don't have like a super secret team behind the scenes of the works. This has just always been what I love. I don't know. When I look back at like older videos of me and I was just having fun and I didn't care if I was like making people happy or doing what was like good enough or what people wanted from me, I just want to be able to do that. And I can't move away and change my name and start over. So I have to have like a fresh start of.
I can totally relate, honestly. Once you're under the microscope, it's really brutal. I'm experiencing that right now. But I commend her for being honest and being authentic. And so she started a new channel, by the way, and she already has 187,000 subscribers. So she's opened this channel yesterday, and this channel is kicking ass. So, Morgan, I think, the community could probably lighten up on. I don't think it's fair just because her brother is Ryland that you have to like hate her. I just don't understand hating anyone, period. I might not like the things that Shane did when he was younger. I might not like the blackface, the characters, the actions, all of that. but I'm not going to hold Morgan responsible for what I don't like about Shane. It just doesn't seem fair to me. Nor am I necessarily going to hold Ryland responsible for what happened with Shane either. It wasn't Ryland that did what he did, and Ryland wasn't with Shane when he did half of those things. Everyone's frustrated with the situation that the world is in right now, and I feel they're using public figures online as scapegoats for their frustrations. I definitely agree with this. I feel like when you're, yeah.
I want you to get this like game on my iPad.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Remember what my password is?
I do. Let me see if I can get it on. What is this game?
It's a like Happy Meal game.
A Happy Meal game?
Yeah, be able to write stuff.
Okay. Okay. Good night. Hey, come here. Come here. Good night. I love you.
I don't see the game loading. Oh, there it is.
Okay. Can you close the door? Thank you, buddy. Okay, sorry about that. Thank you. We have a little boy that has been making his list for Santa, and he wants an app on his phone that will help him write. Isn't that cute? He's just learning how to read. He's in first grade. And we noticed today that he was on Amazon on his iPad, and he asked Daddy if he could use his phone. And so what he did was he was trying to add things on his iPad for Amazon, and then he was on my husband's phone looking up YouTube videos, and then he was looking at the spelling of the words and then typing that into Amazon. And I was like, you are so ingenious. This is like, you are a master here. Like creatively, like figuring out how to spell Godzilla. I mean, because you guys, some of the Godzilla names, I don't even know how to spell. So he was for sure being like ingenious there. It all makes it a little more empathetic to channels that are my least fave. Well, to all kinds of situations, really. These people say lately, I'm just heartbroken sometimes. I'm just really tired of every single creator being canceled. And I'm tired of all these creators that are being the police of every other creator, because no creator at any time is immune, right? We're all under that. Anyone at any time can become canceled, as evidenced by the next person we're going to talk about. You are only one misstep away from this angry mob coming at you and misinformation about you spreading. And so you start to wonder, like, why do we have to be the moral police of what isn't acceptable? What justifies that sort of mindset? Why is it that all these creators are being like, is it a buildup of frustration? Is it the pandemic that's making people act like this? It's just kind of overwhelming, and it just makes me sad because I'm really getting frustrated watching creators that I enjoy watching getting dogpiled. I mean, I honestly saw this happen this week with Deaf Noodles. I noticed that there was a bunch of creators coming after him for being too sensitive or something. And I was like, why are we canceling Deaf Noodles? This doesn't even make sense. So, sometimes the overwhelming hostility, it just becomes too much. The police will feel differently when it's their turn. They will think it happens when they think it happens to them. It's unfair, but all others deserved it. And that's why I've always on this channel tried not to come from a place of canceling anyone, but more just having discussions and trying to be as fair as possible. You remember when James and Manny tried to call out Alicia Keys because they misread the information about her starting a skin line? Oh my gosh, Marsha, I do remember this. This made me mad, actually. I was like, you don't go after Alicia Keys. I was so confused when people came after Def. Yeah. The interesting thing is the people that came after Def are other commentators. And I feel like right now there's this sort of upheaval in the commentary community where everyone wants to have a piece and everyone wants to have a piece of the audience. And instead of trying to have, objectively creating your own audience, sometimes you can gain subscribers by bashing other creators and therefore getting their haters, right? So you can talk about me and get a lot of people that hate me, and then you'll get those people to subscribe to you. my husband says cancel and call out culture is the scourge of the internet. Gatekeepers need to chill out. Everybody that is a gatekeeper can eventually become kept, right? So I sort of prefer to have discussions about stuff. I know he did nothing. I know. But he was getting dogpiled because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, Def Noodles has a very successful channel. He has been in the news a lot. He gets quoted all the time by Business Insider. I've seen him quoted in all kinds of online publications, even in newspapers, for his coverage related to influencers. And I think he's getting that level of notoriety where, you know, he's getting recognized outside of YouTube. And I sometimes think that anytime someone has a level of success where they're starting to grow, there's going to be people that are going to try to squash that. I think Def does a good job overall. I think he can be fair. I think he can be snarky and sometimes a little bit not as nice as I would be, or you know what I mean? But he has that whole like satirical sort of mindset of comedy that he's using. So, you know, he did make a good point, though, that with a lot of these people, when they're facing this sort of cancellation, it creates this very toxic space where he can't even respond because they've created this narrative that if he does respond, he's not taking accountability, he's not accepting criticism, which isn't really a fair way to have a discussion. Anyone that wants to have a discussion with someone should be able to say to you, this is how I feel, this is what I think you could do better, and allow that person to respond. True criticism would actually be, this is what I like from you, this is what you could do better. Destructive criticism just serves to tear someone down. And so if people are just doing destructive criticism and serving to tear Def down, it just puts him in a position where nothing he says matters because they've completely removed the ability for anyone to respond. And the only response is, you have to be accountable because I said so, which actually removes debate, removes opinions, and it makes people that agree with Def then feel like they can't even defend him, and it makes him feel like he can't defend himself. And that's kind of what happens with so many of these channels, and it makes me really and he's always played a character. Sometimes he speaks out of character, but he gives notice when he's switching back and forth. Yes. He went after a smaller channel that criticized him. Did he? Okay. Well, I don't know. One of the channels that went after him had a bigger following than him. But overall, like, you know, he's not nice to people even when commenting about them. He definitely can be a little bit he's a little edgier than I would be. But I don't want to hate on him. You know what I mean? Like I do think that he does a good job in a lot of ways. But yeah, I mean, he's blunt. Yes. To a fault sometimes. Okay. I don't hate Def at all. Def has made critical videos about me. I do not dislike him at all. Oh, he's nice to people. Yes, he is nice to people. And I feel like that's something that I've learned, you know, being nice to people that give you critical comments. That's definitely something I have been working on and getting more used to. Okay. So I want to do one more thing because this has been all over YouTube. And I'm so serious when I say that these beauty guru men need to be called out for their constant attack on women in the community. Perhaps. I'm so late. My comments will not match the slide, but I like the new path for Gabbie. It's her age and probably better for her mental health too. I kind of agree. I do wish Gabbie the best of success. And if it gets her out of that toxic space where everyone is canceling her all the time, I think it's healthy. I will say the saving grace for me and all of my chaos the last month has been that my core audience doesn't care about all of that noise. My core audience is in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, and they're just here for content. They don't care about that noise. They've been watching me long enough to know who I am. And that's been, I feel like when you're going through a really tough time, the one thing, my advice to anyone that gets put in this position is to just, first off, slow down. I wish I would have slowed down. And second off, really like lean into those subscribers that do love you and that do want you and that do value you, because they're the ones that are going to send you those messages. They're the ones that are going to make you feel like it doesn't matter. Everything will turn around. They're the ones that are going to check in with you. And that's what matters. You're there for your audience and nobody else. All that other stuff is just noise. And when I got to a place and I realized that, my life became a whole lot easier. Okay. The last topic we're going to talk about is Gabbie DiMartino. Now, this one is kind of a mess, and I wanted to save it for the end. Only love for Without a Crystal Ball. Well, I appreciate it. Okay. So last up, we're going to talk about Gabbie DiMartino. So she had kind of a mess. Gabbie has, I think, 5 or 6 million subscribers. She's 25 years old. And this week she made a terrible error and a terrible decision and decided to upload a video to her OnlyFans account, which was a video of her when she was 3 years old. And she wasn't wearing anything underneath her pants, her dress. And she uploaded it with a caption that was very inappropriate, and immediately people like latched onto that and they were like, whoa, this is not okay. And she had to obviously take that down, and OnlyFans deactivated her account. And then she uploaded an apology. Initially, she was very pushing back, like, oh, it's innocent. It's not a big deal. Like, it was just me when I was 3 lifting up my dress with nothing underneath it, and a caption that's really inappropriate. And she's in a lot of trouble right now. This one for sure crossed a line where I was like, what were you thinking? And she apologized on her channel.
Coming up with new ideas and new content. I was watching a home video with my family of myself as a 3-year-old when my mom announced that she was pregnant with my younger brother. In that home video, I ruined a beautiful moment by telling everyone that I heard my nanny tell me to put my panties on through a stethoscope. It's a video that has brought back laughter and joy within my family for years, and I shared it with what I thought was a funny caption. It's not funny.
Her caption was terrible, and it was basically what she was saying. And I'm frankly shocked that, given that she shared this on a website that's a public domain and it was sold, I was honestly questioning on Twitter, like, could there be criminal charges for this? She was, Marcia, she was. Marcia says she needs to be punished in some way. Caffeine said, I could see the video without a caption could be a mistake, but she had to have known that what she was doing was because she had to have known what she was doing because of the caption she used. I agree.
It was a quote from the video. Never in a million years did I think something that I thought was so innocent could be looked in such an ugly way. And I think that's where the problem lies. I realized I'm so disattached with reality that it didn't even cross my mind that this could be viewed like this. And that's a
How does it not cross your mind? This is my question. Literally, how does it not cross your mind? Most parents, any parent for that matter, will tell you, you don't put photos of your children without clothing on the internet. And I don't understand this. I don't understand how you didn't know.
this issue. It's not funny. It will never be funny. And it's not okay. And I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to my friends, my fans, my family.
Caffeinated Angel said it's a federal offense, distribution of it, and that caption could make for an argument that it was intentional sale. And Abigail says she did break the law. And I was thinking like, and exactly, Jesse, OnlyFans is known for adult content. So what is going on here? Like, she says that she's detached from reality, that she didn't know, she didn't think about it. Was she, wait, back, what she did what? She posted a video of her when she was 3 years old with nothing on underneath her dress. And then the dress lifted up and it was visible. And the caption was like, look, I have no panties. And that's how she sold it to her OnlyFans for $3. Thank you for becoming a member, Blue. So my question is how did she not realize that this was not okay? I can get that she didn't think about it. Okay. Oh, Lord.
Anyone that I've hurt, I'm so truly sorry. And it was definitely a huge lack of my character and my judgment. And I know who I am in my heart. And I know that if you know me, you would know I would never condone anything like this. So it really hurts to know the pain that I've caused for so many people.
I'm just still confused why you would share with strangers a private video of you 3 years old. That just, I don't get this.
My family, my friends, my fans, my supporters, even people who have just simply been triggered by my stupid, thoughtless action. To everyone, I'm very, very sorry. It was very insensitive and a poor representation of who I am and what I believe in. I would never do anything to exploit or harm a child. I'm so sorry.
She exploited herself and she perpetuated this idea and used a really despicable way to sell it that feels like, I don't know what is going on here. I'm trying so hard to understand. She could have censored it and she had to edit the video, so she had time to think of what she was doing. Ignorance of reality is no excuse. This is the tears are fake. She's faking it, says Abigail. I don't want to assume the worst in her, honestly, and I don't want to speculate about what's going on, about why she wouldn't be thinking about this. It's just disturbing to me. Sorry is still not really going to cut it. Sorry is not really going to cut it on this one. I'm forgiving a person, but nope, not here.
Truly, very sorry. This is a huge wake-up call. I'm going to step back into reality now and I'm going to reflect. And I love you guys and I'm so sorry. I'm going to grow and learn from this.
She says, I'm going to step back into reality now. And I'm like, where were you before? Part of me with the language that she's using, it's like, were you using drugs or something? Like, is that what you mean by step back into reality? Was there like, but even that doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I really don't know. And I've been trying to figure out if she could be charged for this. And it honestly felt like the problem here, you guys, is even though it was deleted, people saw it and paid for it and could have downloaded it. That could be everywhere at this point, which is then distribution. She probably thought it was okay because it was her. She probably felt she was in control and didn't care what people do with it because it's not that age anymore and not at risk. She's 25 and the video was when she was 3. It's just, yeah, I don't know. She 100% could be charged. I haven't really seen anyone talk about that aspect of it. It could 100% be on the dark web right now. Yeah, it's disturbing. So I'm not quite sure what she was thinking there. I don't really know, like, so OnlyFans terminated her account, not just suspended it. They terminated it. So my thought is, like, how do you come back from that? How do you come back from that? And how is there not like an investigation into that? I'm honestly wondering. I don't know what the laws are here. It was on there probably 10 minutes after it was on there probably 10 minutes after it was first posted. Thank you to Fresh Lemons for your super sticker. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that super chat. I know I don't have to understand this, but there are definitely times on this platform where I am left incredibly confused, incredibly, Marcia, we don't use that word. Sorry. They might be investigating her right now. They could be. I truly, like, this is just disturbing. And there are definitely things that I just feel like I don't know. I have a son that's 8. And I just can't imagine ever putting anything out there of him like that. Period. Even when he was a baby, we were so careful about so many things because everything can be misconstrued online. And it's just really, it concerns me that she didn't think in that context that it would be inappropriate. Why doesn't she have those kind of boundaries with herself? There's something more to this story. All right. I won't do a picture in a diaper, or I didn't when they were. Yeah, we don't do a lot of that stuff either. Karen, Bednards, thank you so much for your super chat. No problem, Marcia. Thank you so much for your super chat, Karen. I appreciate it. Part of me is like, she's like, I'm going to grow and learn. And then part of me is like, are you going to grow and learn when like the FBI is at your house or the Department of Homeland Security? This is everywhere. That story is literally everywhere. It's on every outlet. Everyone is talking about this. I saw it on the cover, like the main story on People magazine this afternoon, New York Times. Like everyone is talking about this. So obviously, knowing how the internet works and knowing how easily things get reported, being that people have called authorities on our family, I can't imagine this wouldn't have been reported by someone on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's ridiculously insane. It's hard to comprehend. And, you know, Spill Sesh, by the way, I really like Spilly. She called out Gabbie on Twitter and was like, what are you doing, Gabbie? This is really terrible. What are you doing? And initially Gabbie like defended it and was like, what? It's not that big of a deal. I don't know why you're so mad. And she only deleted it after so many people were like basically coming at her, telling her how inappropriate it was. And the way that it was captioned, it was not known to the people that were getting it that what they were going to see was her as a child. Snap should also def if they don't know, not allow to kids. Yeah. Maybe take this to Nate to get his take on it. I mean, him being a former prosecutor, you might have an idea of what they might be able to do legally. Oh, I don't know. It was the caption for me. The caption for me was like the way it was sent to her subscribers on OnlyFans for $3, no less. I think Gabbie, no, it was not blurred at all. There was no editing. There was no blur, nothing. There's a generation out there who have never known life without the internet and remember the days of the early internet where the parents taught the parents should have taught the dangers of it. Yeah, I know. So Gabbie DiMartino has not lost as many subscribers as I thought she would have, like only at 10,000 or so. I don't know what to think about this overall. I hope it's more than just stepping back into reality. I hope she gets help for whatever this is. I don't know. I feel very troubled about it. Like, I just do. There's someone who doesn't understand boundaries, and that's concerning. So this was my tonight. This doesn't make sense. So what of these made sense to you? Did any of them? Does it make sense that Gabbie Hanna is divorcing her channel? Does it make sense that Morgan Adams is divorcing her channel? And does Gabbie DiMartino's response make sense? Definitely a boundary issue, and what caused the issue could be concerning. This was my thought too, Abigail. And Jesse says, I'm glad to say good on OnlyFans for now, not allowing that on their platform. Exactly. They acted very, very swiftly as well. So that's good too. It just concerned me that she didn't like, okay, first off, my take is I will always root for every single person to learn from their mistakes, to evolve and become better people. I will always cheer on people to sticking it out through very difficult times, to navigating and refusing to go away when the haters and the audience and the community of haters are screaming at you. Anyone that has the gumption and the ability to stick through that, I'm always going to want to cheer them on. So I hope Gabbie Hanna will learn from what happened and sort of evolve into a better space. I really hope this hate against Morgan Adams stops. It makes no sense to me. And I hope Gabbie DiMartino gets help. And I don't know if criminal charges will follow. So that's what we have for tonight. If you are that's where I'm at tonight. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for sticking with me this week. Thanks for all of your loving messages and support. Thank you if you are new and you haven't met me before. Welcome. I'm so glad that you've gotten to know me. Maybe some of you that have met me through some other channels will see a person that isn't necessarily who you see in those videos, or that the take of what's been put out by me. What I will say is, moving forward, I have made some mistakes this past month. under a considerable amount of stress. But I will say that this week has been I feel a lot more relaxed. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not feeling a need to defend myself or respond. And I just want to thank all of you guys for sticking with me and just reminding me that it's the content that matters, and that's all that you're here for. So I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for joining me. And thank you to all of you that provided super chats, including Dawn or Curvy Cutie. Thank you for becoming a member. Melissa and Blue, thank you for becoming members. To Fresh Lemons, Karen, Dawn, and Kristen, thank you guys so much for your super chats. All right, you guys, have a good night.